Welcome to Everything Co-op, bringing you information on how cooperatives can help improve your quality of life. This show is being sponsored by the National Co-op Bank, NCB. The NCB is dedicated to strengthening communities nationwide for the delivery of banking and financial services for the nation's cooperatives, their members, and other socially responsible organizations. For more information on the power of community ownership, visit ncb.coop. That's ncb.coop. Now stay tuned for your host, Vernon Oakes.
Good morning, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes. Welcome to Everything Cooperative this morning. We're so glad that the shutdown is over, at least for a couple more weeks here. But people had to go through some hard times, which is like, the question is, what are some of the things that we could learn from this shutdown? I mean, I've been told for quite some time that most Americans, majority of Americans are 3 paychecks away from homelessness. 3 paychecks. And it looked like from the news that I watched that some people were only 1 paycheck away from homelessness. Okay? So we get a lot of people 1 paycheck away from homeless. And what are some kinds of things that one might be able to do to protect against these things happening? Because you never know. It used to be that if you had a good government job, the good in a good government job was it was dependable and you had good benefits. Okay? You know you were going to get your paycheck and you know you had great benefits, and that's what caused one to have a good government job. And then the other part of today is really like, what did the co-ops do to help with their membership? You know, one of the benefits of cooperation is a group of people that come together to do something. And it could be that they come together to get financial services and create a credit union, or they come together and create a food co-op or a taxi cab co-op. Any business that's owned by the employees is called a worker cooperative, and if it's owned by the people that uses the products or services, it's called a consumer co-op. And so credit unions are consumer co-ops. Food co-ops could be either a consumer co-op or a worker cooperative, and housing co-ops or consumer co-ops. And this morning for the first half, we're going to talk about Tacoma Park Food Co-op. And good morning, Mike. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Vernon. Thank you so much for having me.
Or should I call you Mr. Houston? What do you want to
No, Mike is totally fine.
Mike is fine. So what did you guys do? How did you all, well, first, where is Tacoma Park Food Co-op? Where are you guys located?
Sure. So we were founded in 1981. We incorporated and, around healthy and organic foods, a lot of local foods. So we are in Tacoma Park, 201 Ethan Allen Avenue. We started in Silver Spring, so the name of the co-op is the Tacoma Park Silver Spring Co-op, so we kind of serve both communities.
So if my math is right, that's 38 years you guys been in business.
We're looking forward to the big 4-0.
Okay. Okay. So 2021 would be 4-0. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So what does a food co-op do? I know you said healthy food, so people came together and said, we want better quality of food, organic foods, and closer from the farm to the table. How can we get the food from the farm to the table? And is that the reason that this food co-op was started?
Yeah. And as you know, as a co-op, we can really live out our mission and, not just be a grocery store that's here to make profit, but really think about, access to healthy foods, making sure that, we have things that are priced across the store. We are able to bargain as one unit with a lot of co-ops across the country in order to get better deals on groceries. So we're able to have things all across the store that are affordably priced. We got a big game coming up this weekend, so we got a great sale going on avocados. And, the community part of the co-op is very important. So, we like to be involved in community events around Tacoma and Silver Spring and, even wider out to Montgomery County, make donations to community groups. There's a wonderful group in Tacoma Park that was running a coat drive leading into the winter. So we were one of the drop-off locations for that. So we really try and be as involved in the community as we can. take the money that is spent here and keep it within the local economy, and to support, the small growers, small producers, small businesses. So we have some wonderful products. This is a tremendous area for diverse and interesting foods. And so we have great Ethiopian foods. We have, just stuff from all over the world that people can come here and try new things and get products from those small producers and really, vote with their wallets on where they want to spend their money.
Vote with your wallet. I like that.
Absolutely.
Vote with your money. Now, that's assuming you have money. You have a job that pays you. Some people, as you probably know, they had to go to work, but they didn't get paid.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like slavery to me, but that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Okay. So what I heard you talk about is some of the co-op principles, and that's member economic participation. There's a buy-in, and I think yours is $100 a year. I mean, $100 to buy in, not a year.
$100 lifetime, correct?
Lifetime, one-time lifetime buy-in. And then if there's a profit, then the members decide how that profit is spent, what you do with that profit. And so what I like about co-ops is it's normally people first, the community second, and then profit. People, planet, then profit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to, the other big part of our mission is, environmentalism and sustainability. And so we want to, we always want to think about how can we reduce our impact? How can we reduce packaging? Buying local is reducing the amount of resources that it takes to get that food to the store. And food waste, is a big, big issue when it comes to environmentalism and everything that goes into growing food. You want to make sure that it all gets eaten. So if it takes less time for a farmer to, drive food to us from Thurmont, Maryland, as opposed to something coming cross country from California,
yep.
Hopefully it's getting into your fridge, fresher, and we're making sure that stuff isn't wasted along the way.
You don't have as much packaging either, do you?
Yeah. I mean, that's another nice thing about having, we have these fantastic Ethiopian samosas that get delivered, every single day, and the guy who runs the restaurant over in Circle Spring just brings them down. There's no packaging involved. He puts them in the little warmer that we have, and people can pick them up and eat them. So, really, it works out great to have those small local vendors.
Well, I love Ethiopian food. You're going to cause me to come down there. I'm getting hungry. You keep talking about it. Okay. So this member economic participation, you buy in, $100 to buy in, and then you shop there. The more you shop, assuming there's a profit or surpluses, whatever you want to call it, then the members decide, what do you do with that? And as I've talked to a number of people, we've been on the air now, Mike, a little over 5 years, and the people, it's sort of like three categories that the members decide is, one is what stays in the store for growth. So how much do you save for keeping of the profit for growth? And then second, how much do you give into community groups? And then third is what do you give back to the membership?
Right. Yep. Exactly. And so we have a 9-member board that is democratically elected by all of our over 10,000 members. We have over 10,000 members of the store, which we're incredibly proud of. And so they vote on that board. And yes, at the end of the year, after we've closed out our books and completed an audit and made sure that all of our numbers are correct, then we figure out what to do with that money. We have been saving towards expansion. I spent all morning doing a freezer reset, and we've got some older equipment around the store that we might need to look at. And so, that's the nice thing is that the money that's spent here is not, there is no owner, there is no single owner. It's not going to line anyone's pockets. It's, being reinvested in the store, upgrading equipment, or a patronage rebate to the members is another option for those profits at the end of the year.
So patronage is just like a dividend. You
Exactly.
get something at the end of the year, either in terms of credit where you can come in and buy foods, and the more foods you buy, the more of a dividend you get. Is that the way you all do it?
We haven't done that recently,
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's a number of ways you could also, if you were making money at the end of the year for the next year, you could lower prices on some popular items in order to kind of balance that out and pass back the money that way. So, there's some operational ways that you can sort of use those profits to give back to people.
I like lower prices. I haven't been in your store in several years. and when I would go up, I would go in there. Now, you do have a deli too, right?
We don't. We had another store over in Silver Spring that closed in 2013. But so, a deli could be something that we look at in an expansion. But for what we have in the store right now, we have a little section with, coffee and some hot foods. But we mostly, it's just grocery, what you would see at a normal grocery store.
Okay. So maybe I went to the one in Silver Springs. Okay. So volunteer and open membership, anybody can join it. Democratic member control, you talked about electing a board. Member economic participation, we've talked about that. And it has to be autonomous and independent. You have to own it and control it. I'm talking about the principles of co-op. Mm-hmm. And then there's the fifth one is education, training, and information. Mm-hmm. And then the sixth one is cooperation among co-ops, and then concern for community, and we've already talked about that one. So those are the basic principles. So with those principles and value, I like the values of co-ops, the one they call ethical values of honesty, openness, social responsibility, and caring for others. And this one gets to those folks that were furloughed or didn't have, what you say, they had to go into work, but they didn't get paid.
Right.
Okay. So what did you all do to help out these people that found themselves without money?
Yeah. So we had heard about efforts in the community to support furloughed government workers. So we decided that as a grocery store, what we could do, for our part, was we implemented what was called a furlough assistance for members program. So we gave a $300 line of credit to any furloughed government employee or someone working without pay with no interest, and that repayment was only due upon the reopening of the federal government and the payment of those back wages. And we're actually continuing that program. Not everyone who is back to work has received their back pay yet. People had to take out microloans or different things, and so we're still allowing people to use that line of credit that signed up for the program, or keep allowing people to sign up for the program because, as you stated up front, the federal government is only funded through February 15th, and so there is every possibility that we could unfortunately be going through this again soon. So, we figured that was our way that we could, be a part of the community and let our members who were going through some hard times, still have food in their fridge, still be able to feed their family, not have to worry about that aspect of life amongst all the other things that were going on during this over month-long period.
That sounds wonderful. I'm just sitting here imagining I got a couple kids running around. I don't have any money coming in, and what that must feel like to try to feed them. Listen, we're going to come back and talk more about this and the number of people that you were able to help out and sort of what the status and talk. I want you to tell me about some of the people you talked to. So we'll be right back. We have to take our first break. And Mike, thank you so very much for being on. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes, and the program is Everything Cooperative. This program is brought to you by the National Cooperative Bank. National Cooperative Bank was started by Congress in the mid-1980s, and they are to help co-ops and their members. Their whole function is to help co-ops and their members by providing financial services and also in low-income communities, which is I found very, very interesting. They do a great job of that. I don't think of Silver Springs or Tacoma Park as low-income communities, but they could loan the Tacoma Park, Silver Springs co-op money if they needed it. They do provide loans to food co-ops. I've talked to several of them on the program who have gotten loans from NCB. And today we have Mr. Mike Houston, who's the General Manager of the TPSS Co-op, Tacoma Park, Silver Springs Co-op. Mike, have you ever used the service of NCB?
We haven't, but we certainly participate in a number of national cooperative groups, and so I think it's fantastic to be able to have resources available to co-ops, and so it's a great program.
Fantastic. Now I said I wanted to come back and talk about your program. So you open up a line of credit for $300 that somebody's furloughed. They don't have money, they can come in. And you've also extended this because, as we know, we could be back in for the fourth shutdown here in a matter of days, February the 15th. So what would I have to do if I was a furloughed worker and I needed money for me and my kids? What would I have to do in order to get this $300 line of credit? And it still can do it. It's still open.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
The program is still running. There are people. Not everyone has received their back pay yet. People have priorities for that that first paycheck might have to go to towards money that they borrowed on rent or on car payments or everything. And we're understanding of that. So the program that we set up is people have up to 30 days to pay back any of that line of credit that they used at the co-op. And so again, that could be the second paycheck. So we're keeping this program running. People can sign up in the store. They can go to any cashier or customer service. Again, if they are a furloughed government worker or one of the workers who was working without pay, all they have to do is show their federal government ID. If they're one of our members, we obviously already have their information. We also have it set up so they can do it online. If they visit TPSS.coop/FAM, F-A-M, for that Furlough Assistance for Members program, they can sign up right through the website as well. And then when they come into the store, they will just go through, shop like normal, and when they get to the checkout, instead of putting in a credit card or putting down cash, they're just saying, I'm going to put that on my FAM program, and the cashier will, ring it towards that house charge and hand them the receipt just like normal. So try to get it set up to make it as easy for people as possible.
Seamless, easy, no hassles, no come pull you out of line and put you over here and make it okay, and no interest.
Exactly, and so that was important. I mean, this is not a money making thing for us. This we view it as a community effort. When we came up with the idea a couple weeks ago, we had no idea how many people would take advantage of it, but we at least thought by offering it, we'd be doing our parts, and it's something that we have the ability to do. I will also say that it's a program for members, but for any of those furloughed workers who are not currently TPSS members, we're allowing them to join for just a $10 down payment on that $100 lifetime membership. So
wait, no, hold on. So if I was a government employee and I was furloughed and I'm not a member, mm-hmm. I just come in and give you $10 and I can get $300?
Yeah. And
okay.
So
a food?
Okay. Yes, and that that's the down payment on that $100 lifetime membership. But again, we didn't want to make it overly burdensome, and we wanted to open it up for all members of the community, even if they weren't currently our co-op members. Hopefully a program like this would show the value of a co-op, and that stores like this really care, and so we wanted to make sure that everyone was able to take advantage of that.
Mike, you're touching my heart, because this is one of the reasons I love co-ops, is caring for others. And so people are in a jam, people are in hard times, and what can we collectively do as a community to help our brothers and sisters out that, in this case, don't have money, have a job, but no money, which is a strange set of circumstances.
Yeah, and again, if thinking about it in the cooperative model, I mean, this is not a single person that is making this offer out of their pocket. That line of credit is coming from the fact that we have
10,000
members who come every single day and shop and support this store in order to make it so we can comfortably float people a $300 line of credit. Because of the support of the community. So it really is, everyone is helping everyone out, even if they don't know it when they're coming in for a 6-pack of beer and some avocados.
So how many people got help?
So I think currently we have over a dozen people who took advantage of the program. And again, we're still, having people sign up and everything. We're trying to get the word out, which obviously, you are helping with today, and we really appreciate appreciate that. We've gotten a lot of support from the Tacoma Business Association and elected officials, around the county who are trying to get in contact with these people and let them know about programs like this. And again, we're just, one small part of the community that is. I've heard stories of neighbors loaning their neighbors money, and the Tacoma Business Association was doing a cash loan program for people. And so, really everyone across the community is stepping up to help deal with this.
So just check in at TPSS.coop/FAM.
Correct.
It sounds like that's family.
Yes,
okay.
That is how we mean it.
That's furlough assistance. What does that FAM stand for?
Furlough assistance for members.
Okay. Furlough assistance for members or family. Okay. TPSS.coop/FAM. That's the Tacoma Park Silver Springs Co-op $300 line of credit to buy food, to get food on the table. Okay. So you have about 12 people, about a dozen people that have signed up for it. How long have you been in this business, sir?
So I've been in natural foods for the last 10 years. I've been working at independent stores. I started at an independent in downtown Brooklyn called Perelandra. That was a great little store. And then for the last 6 years, I was running Dawson's Market over in Rockville, which was another independent and just, a great community-minded natural food store. And I came over to the Tacoma Park Co-op in September of 2018. So I've been here about 5 months, and I absolutely love it. I have always been very interested in the natural food industry. It's an ever-changing industry. There's always new trends. There's new types of vegan and vegetarian alternative products. There's always something new when you go to the food show. And then as I'm a lifelong Washingtonian, I grew up in Arlington, and so to see the local food scene, my joke is always that when I was a kid, this town was 4 steakhouses, and now we have all kinds of interesting food, from all over the world. We have small local businesses, local producers. There's food incubators in D.C. like Union Kitchen and Tastemakers and Mess Hall that are breaking down the barriers to entry for people to start a new business, to be a baker, to make foods that they make at home and sell them in a retail store. So it's such an interesting industry, and this co-op has been around, as we said, for a long time, coming up on 40 years, and it's just such a interesting and fun place to be.
Well, you make it sound very, very interesting. You keep talking about Ethiopian food. I'm going to be over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
To see about getting some. You're not too far. What's the address again?
So we're at 201 Ethan Allen Avenue. So we're right there in the Tacoma Junction, 410. And it's great. I personally take the metro every day, so we're just a little 10-minute walk from the Tacoma Metro station. We get people walking to the store, biking to the store, taking their car to the store. We have parking lots on either side of the store, so we really are kind of right there in the heart of Tacoma Park.
So I am right now at the Radio 1 station at 8515 Georgia Avenue.
Okay.
And you're 13 minutes away.
Yep. Yeah. Not too far as the crow flies. And if people want to fly here, that's fine too.
Okay. Okay. So anything else you want to tell people? I really thank you for coming on, particularly at the last minute, to share Tacoma Park Silver Springs Food Cooperative and what you're doing. And thank you so much for what you're doing for the furlough workers. You've touched my heart here today. Anything else you want to say before we leave out?
Yeah, we really appreciate you helping us get the word out. And, again, this is just one program that arose from a need within the community. But, this store, our mission will continue to be serving the community in a number of ways. We're a meeting spot for people. We're, an educational place for people to come learn about the ingredients that are in their food, to taste samples from local vendors that come in and do demos. So we really are more than a food store. We're grocery shopping every single week with us.
Do you know? I'm sorry, but do you know Julie Eddy? Is she on your board?
Julie Eddy is on our board. She's absolutely wonderful.
She is a wonderful person. I want to give a shout out to her. She's also worked with the DC Co-op Stakeholders Group, and they wanted to start a co-op incubator to develop more and more co-ops. So we'll give a shout out to Judy. And Mike, thank you so very much for being on.
Having me. Everybody
out there, please have a great week and live cooperatively. We'll see you next Thursday. Again, thanks
so much.
All right. Bye now.
DC's News Talk, 1450 AM WOL and 95.9 FM.